Hello my dear student, today is my 6 number video on coordination chemistry, and today we are going to discuss one very important topic of coordination chemistry, that is nomenclature of coordination compound. And today mainly we will focus on mononuclear, naming of mononuclear coordination compound. My dear students, what is the meaning of mononuclear? Mono means one. Nuclear means having only one central atom or ion. So coordination compounds having only one central atom are called mononuclear coordination compounds, and we are going to discuss about that. First, what is the rule? Rule number 1, always cation name is given first followed by anion. Whenever it may be a positively or negatively charged coordination entities, always cation name is followed by anion name. Let me give an example of it. Yes? Okay. See here. Even in naming of common salt, any simple salt when you name, always cation name is given first. For example, sodium chloride. Sodium is cation, so we write sodium. Then anion is chloride, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, aluminum sulfate. Whatever common salt, first we write name of cation. We will never write chloride sodium. We will never write. We write what? Sodium chloride. Yes. Similarly, whenever you write the name of complex salt or complex entity, the cation name should be given first. Let us take an example. Suppose K4FeCN whole 6. Yes. In this complex salt, cation is potassium and anion is this. So anion is a complex entity. What sequence should be followed? Always we should write the name of cation first. So cation name will write first. Yes. What is the name of cation? Potassium. Yes. Now, complex entity. Whenever we write the name of complex entity, we should follow the sequence. What is the sequence? Always ligand name first. Ligand name. Potassium, here is ligand. Yes. Ligand. We will write the name of the ligand. First cation name, the name of the ligand. What is the ligand? Cyanide. Yes. How many cyanide are there? 6. So it is hexa. Hexa cyanide. Yes, ligand over. Next, we will write central metal atom or ion. So what is the central metal ion here? This is ion. Ion. Here it is iron. But my dear student, another rule is there. If the complex entity is anionic, this is an anionic entity, then central atom, name of the central atom will not be same with the name of element. Element is what? Iron. But we will not write iron here. Yes. In this case, we will write ferrate. From where it is derived? Ferrum. Hexacyanide, ferrate. After that, central atom is over. Then what will come? Primary valency. Primary valency means oxidation state. So what is the oxidation state here? Quickly find out. Cyanide is -1 into 6, so -6. Here it is -6. minus 4. So obviously it will be a plus 2. Is it clear? It must be a plus 2. Yes. So potassium hexacyanate ferrate 2. Have you understood? Always ATE, see here, ATE, at. The suffix at is used in case of complex entity if it will be a negative. It is a negative entity. In case of negative entity, central atom, name of the central atom at last, that is suffix at is used. That is another rule. Have you understood? Now, let us take another example. See, in this example, this time, which one is cation? This is cation. This is cation. Say anion is Cl3, 3Cl minus Cl, so obviously it will be 3 plus. So it is a complex entity and it is cationic entity. So, since according to the rule, we should write the name of cation first. So we will write the name of the cation. But here this cation is complex entity. So first we have to start with the name of the ligand. Just now I have given the sequence. Yes. So what is the ligand amine? It is a hexaamine. Then central atom name. Cobalt. What is the primary valency here? 3 plus. So it is 3 plus. Ammonia is neutral ligand. Yours is 3 plus cobalt. 3 chloride. This is a counter anion. See, we are writing the cobalt here. But if I give another one COF6, suppose here COF6 3 minus, this is a complex entity, this is an anionic entity, and sodium is the counter ion here. What will be the name in this case? Yes. So first cation name sodium, then anionic ligand. What is this? Hexafluorido. Fluoride, fluorido, hexafluorido. Primary valency central atom. Central atom is cobalt. Cobalt. But what will write this time? We won't write cobalt. We will write cobaltate. Cobaltate. Why will we write cobaltate? Because this is an anionic entity. That is why we will write ATE. Here see ATE suffix must be used. Don't forget. In case of anionic entity, ATE suffix must be used. Cobaltate. This is cobalt. This is cobaltate. It will be nickel, nickelate. It will be platinum, platinate, and so on. Yes, cobaltate. Primary valency must be mentioned inside the parenthesis. Like that. What is the primary valency? Here it is 3 plus, but you have to write here it is like that. It is 3. So sodium hexafluorido cobaltate 3. Like that. Okay, maybe. Yes. Okay. Next, go for the. What is the next rule? The ligands are named. Second rule. The ligands are named in an alphabetical order before the name of the central atom. Yes. Alphabetical order must be followed. Remember. Say for example. Let us take an example. Suppose CONH3 whole 4 Cl2. See, let us take an example here. What will be the name of this complex? Again, here this is a cation, this is cation, this is anion. Cation name should be written first. So it is, cation is a complex entity, so we will write the ligand first. But here, there are two types of ligands. Those ligand name we will write by following the alphabetical order. So what is the alphabetical order here? It is, this is what? Amine. But what amine? Tetra. Tetra means 4. There are 4 amine. This is why it is a tetra amine. See here. Tetra. T is tetra T. These prefixes di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa. These prefixes, according to the IUPAC rule, these prefixes are not on first letter, first alphabet of di, tri, tetra, penta are not considered in alphabetical order. That is why first letter is A. A of amine will be considered. Yes. So it is tetraamine. There is no gap in between. In IUPAC name, when you will write, there will be no gap in between the word and word. So tetraamine, then Cl chlorido. But what chlorido? Dichlorido. Tetraamine, dichlorido you have to write. Tetraamine, dichlorido. Centellatom is the name of the ligands. Centellatom cobalt. This time we will write cobalt only because it is a cationic complex. Cobalt. Primary valency is what? Here it is -2, here -1, so obviously this must be +3. Cobalt 3. Counter anion is right. Tetraamine dichlorido cobalt 3 chloride, my dear students. Yes. Next one, another one very important examples I am going to give you. See, to explain the alphabetical order, another example I have taken here. Of course, this coordination entity, coordination pair will be what? Cationic ligand. This is must be 3 plus because outside 3 minus is there. Chloride. Ligands. There are 2 ligands are there. One is amine, one is aqua. It is water. Now here if you see the spelling of this, here it is, this one amine and this is aqua. See here also A, here also A. So which one will write first? According to the alphabetical order, which one will come first? This is also A, this is also A. So if the first alphabet will be similar, then you should go for the second alphabet. Here you see, after A, M is there, but here after A, Q is there. That is why first we will write alphabetical order, first preference will get by amine. So it will write this triamine, triaqua, triamine, triaqua. What is the centellatom? Chromium. Since it is a cationic entity, so we will write chromium. But if it would have been the anionic entity, chromic, but it is not anionic entity, so we will write the chromium. What is the primary valency? Must be 3 plus because these are neutral ligand. Counter ion is 3Cl minus. This is 3 plus 3Cl minus, so it must be 3 plus. Chromium 3 chloride. Triamine, triaqua chromium 3 chloride. Never understood? Yes? Okay. Let's go ahead for the next rule. So name of anionic ligand. Third rules, the names of anionic ligands in with O. In with names of anionic ligands ends with O. Like chloride, chlorido, bromide, bromido, fluoride, fluorido. Yes, hydride, hydrido, name with O. But what are the exceptions you see? Except the aqua. For water we write aqua. For ammonia we write amine. For carbonyl we write carbonyl. Similarly for NO we write nitrosyl. Yes. And always this coordination entity, while writing the formula, these ligands are given inside the bracket while writing. Suppose if you write the water, we have to write H2. Alright? When you write chlorine, we will not write the parenthesis bracket. Here we will write H2 like that. Similarly, if you write NO, we will write in bracket. Okay? Next, rule number 4. Prefixes mono, di, tri, etc. are used to indicate the number of the individual ligand in the coordination entity. Number. If it is 2, then di. If it is 3, then tri. Already I explained. But very important one rule, you please note it. When the name of the ligands includes a numerical prefix, then the terms bis, tris, tetrakis are used if the name of the ligand includes these prefixes. Okay, let me explain with an example. You will understand in better way. Suppose this is what? Triphenyl phosphine. The ligand is triphenyl phosphine, and in this ligand already tri prefix is there. So 2 number of triphenyl phosphine is there. That is what we will never write ditriphenyl phosphine. So instead of 2, we will write here it is bis, bis. It will be 2, we will write bis. It will be 3, then we will tris. It will be 4, then we will write tetrakis. It will be 5, then will be pentakis, and so on. Yes. So here you see the name first alphabetically. Chloride comes. So this dichlorido. 2 chlorine are there. So dichlorido. 2 triphenyl phosphine. Will not write di. Will never write di here. Will not write di. What will write? Will write bis. bis, because in the name itself the prefix tri is there. Yes, triphenyl phosphine nickel 2. Have you understood this? Okay, next rule. The oxidation state of the metal in cation, anion or neutral coordination entity is indicated by Roman numeral. Just now I have explained. The oxidation number always given by, it will be oxidation number 2, we will write in the Roman numeral 2. If oxidation number 3, we write like this, and so on. See the next. If the complex ion is a cation, the metal is named as same as the element. Just now I explained. Yes, for cationic and even for neutral complex entity, the name of the central atom is same with the name of the element. For example, you see, just now I have given example here. This is the cationic entity, so it is cobalt. Name will be a cobalt only. But in case of the anionic entity, see here, this is anionic, it is At, cobaltate, but here it is cobalt. Here it is cobalt, but here it is cobaltate. I have explained. And the neutral complex molecule is named similar to that of the complex cation if it will be neutral. If it will be neutral, say for example, let me give an example. Okay, how to name this? This is a neutral. So, see, penta 5 carbonyl group are here. Carbonyls are the carbonyl group is the ligand here. How many? So, penta carbonyl will like iron 0. Oxidation state 0 here. Okay. So pentacarbonyl iron 0. If we write this, tetracarbonyl nickel 0, like that. So in case of, what is the summary? In case of this particular point I am talking about, in case of neutral entity, neutral complexes also will write the original name. Here iron is iron. Have you understood? Only in case of anionic entity, At is used in the suffix. So already this particular point I explained, that is a coordination sphere. Whenever you name, don't forget this sequence. First name of the ligand, then central metal atom or ion, then primary valency, that is oxidation state. These are the rules for naming of mononuclear coordination compounds. Yes. Okay. I am giving some questions to you. You can note it down or you can take the screenshot quickly. Yes. These are some questions I am giving. You will try. You will practice. Yes, these are also some questions. Quickly take a screenshot. And moreover, in class 12 textbook, you note it down, in text 9.2, in text question, in text 9.2 and 9.7 is exercise. This is in text and this is exercise. This question also will practice. This 244 page number and this is 258 page. This question and these questions, my dear students, you will practice, you try. In my next video class, we will discuss it again. If any problem in it, you can clarify. Have you understood? Yes. Okay, my dear students, here only we will stop it today. Thank you. Bye bye.